If I were to ask you to name some of the most iconic predator-prey relationships, I'm sure certain apex predators would come to mind. Lions and wildebeest, bears and moose, sharks and seals. The natural order, more or less, where you'd expect it. But every now and again, that order breaks. In some rare cases, cats have preyed on giant reptiles. And by the end of this video, I'll tell you about a moment discovered back in 2004 that quietly reversed one of the most famous predator-prey relationships in the ocean. A moment where the hunted became the hunter, and the animal doing the hunting is one you'd never bet on in a fight. I won't tell you which shark, not yet. Let's get there properly. We'll start in the frigid Arctic waters. Number 1. The polar bear and the Greenland shark. The polar bear is the largest species of bear alive today, and it appears to fear no other animal in its ecosystem. They'll often target animals many times their own size, such as walruses and beluga whales. The only other things that can really end the polar bear's life are other polar bears and us. So it would be more than a little strange to find out the polar bear was hunted by something else. The obvious culprit would be the orca, but there's never been a documented case of orcas hunting polar bears. And as I've covered before, orcas tend to only hunt what they've been taught to. Instead, the predator in this case was a shark, one of the most mysterious and nightmare-inducing sharks in our oceans. The Greenland shark is a large, slow-moving shark of the North Atlantic and Arctic, nicknamed the zombie shark for its appearance and unnerving demeanor. It has the longest lifespan of any known vertebrate, some individuals reaching 500 years old, meaning there's likely a Greenland shark alive today that was born when European ships first started reaching the Americas. At some stages of life, they grow at only around 1 centimeter a year. Yet fully grown, they can reach 6.4 meters. Because of their slow metabolism and low twitch muscle fibers, they hunt in a fittingly creepy way. Much of their diet is scavenged, but they're known to creep up on sleeping seals. Moose, horses, and reindeer have all turned up inside Greenland sharks. And yes, polar bears too. It's not believed the shark hunted a living, swimming bear. More likely it found one already dead near the Svalbard archipelago, where Greenland sharks hunt seals, and simply decided to try it. The full story, like the shark itself, stays shrouded in mystery. Number 1 on this list of mismatches, a bear the Arctic itself seems to fear, and the only thing that got to it moved at 1 centimeter a year. Number 2, orcas and the moose. Our next one is a bit controversial and often misinterpreted, but if I skipped it, the comments would be full of people bringing it up anyway. Orcas and the largest deer in the world. If they wanted to, orcas could hunt almost anything that enters their ecosystem. They even take great white sharks. They're such effective hunters, they've been known to play with prey, sometimes letting it go. But orcas are more layered than that. Different ecotypes hunt entirely different things and rarely overlap, which is part of why orcas have never killed a human in the wild. That specialization is exactly why the moose claim raises eyebrows. Moose do spend time in and around water and share range with orcas in a few places, which has fed the idea that orca on moose hunting is regular. The evidence doesn't really support regular, though. There does appear to be one credible account. Fishermen witnessing a pod hunt 2 moose, killing one, the other escaping, making this one of maybe 2 credible sources on the whole topic. Number 3. The tiger shark's impossible stomach. I could make 3 separate videos out of the tiger shark alone. Famously, they'll eat almost anything they come across, earning them the nickname trash can of the ocean, including inanimate objects and land animals that wander into the water. In May 2022, researchers tagging a tiger shark off the coast of Australia watched it regurgitate a whole echidna, a spiny land-dwelling mammal that has no business being anywhere near a shark's stomach. Nobody knows exactly how it got there. Echidnas aren't the only oddity. Horses, bats, dogs, and cats have all been found in tiger sharks. But one of the stranger findings, between 2010 and 2018, researchers examined 105 tiger sharks in the Gulf of Mexico and found songbird feathers in 41 of them, most of them juveniles, and most of the birds land species like sparrows, wrens, and doves, not seabirds. The likely explanation is storms blowing migrating songbirds off course and young tiger sharks simply being opportunists when they hit the water. Number one thing to take from the tiger shark: for something with a nickname like trash can, being unpicky isn't a flaw, it's a survival strategy. Number 4. The tiger and the crocodile. And if you're still with me, this is the moment to subscribe. Like orcas, tigers are largely free to prey on whatever they want, with only a few giants too dangerous to bother with. They'll regularly go after other cats and even brown bears. Shocking enough on its own, but in rare cases, they've also targeted reptiles. The mugger crocodile shares range with tigers across parts of Asia, a broad-snouted crocodilian that looks almost alligator-like, more aggressive and generally larger than its American cousin, reaching up to 5.6 meters and linked to roughly 50 human deaths a year by some sources. Despite that reputation, tigers do sometimes take them down. And while a tiger killing a hatchling isn't impressive, even birds manage that, there are documented cases of tigers killing full-grown adults. Rare, and usually only when a tiger is desperate or starving. Killing a large crocodilian is no small feat. Jaguars famously do the same to caimans, and by some accounts, Asiatic lions have taken mugger crocodiles too. Number one lesson from the mugger crocodile: armor plating and a 50-kill body count mean nothing to something hungry enough. Number 5. The wels catfish and the nutria. The nutria is one of the most successful invasive rodents on the planet, turning up in ecosystems far outside its native range, usually with no shortage of predators that could take it. Its semi-aquatic habits give it an escape route from land predators, but across parts of Eurasia, there's one fish that changes the math entirely. The wels catfish is essentially a giant head with a tail attached, and that shape tells you exactly how it hunts, sneaking up and swallowing prey whole. Some individuals reach 2 meters, which lets them go after surprisingly large targets. They're known for stalking pigeons at the water's edge, but they've also been documented eating nutria. Like the tiger shark, they'll take almost anything that fits, and it's not risk-free for them either. Some wels catfish have died attempting to swallow prey too large for them, including one case of a catfish choking on a red-eared slider turtle. Number one irony of the wels catfish: it looks like it barely evolved past mouth with a body attached, and that's exactly why nothing in the water is fully safe from it. Number 6. The desert lions of the skeleton coast. Lions are usually pictured working together to bring down wildebeest, but not every population hunts that way. Some don't get the luxury of choosing prey. They take whatever is available. That's the case for the lions of Namibia's skeleton coast. As their traditional prey, ostriches and oryx, declined, these lions adapted by turning toward the ocean. The skeleton coast is barren of most large mammals, but its waters are dense with life, including hundreds of thousands of Cape fur seals. Those seals already contend with orcas and sharks. In recent years, they've had to watch for lions too. Caught off guard on land, fur seals aren't fast, which makes them viable prey. The desert lions have also been seen hunting seabirds like cormorants, and some individuals have even managed to catch flamingos. If this population survives long enough on this radically different diet, it's not out of the question they could eventually diverge further from other lions across Africa, though that's speculation, not something we can predict with confidence. Number one thing the skeleton coast lions prove: a species' normal diet is just whatever was available last. Change the coastline and you change the animal. Number 7. The Cape fur seal that hunts sharks. For our final stop, we don't have to travel anywhere. The Cape fur seal, the same animal the desert lions are stalking, isn't as helpless as it looks when the threat comes from the water instead of the land. Escaping an orca is close to impossible, but against sharks, fur seals have real tactics. Grouping together and swimming in scattering directions to confuse an attacker, minimizing splashing so they can always see what's below them, and, more aggressively, harassing large sharks to strip away the element of surprise, sometimes swimming right alongside the dorsal fin where a shark can't easily strike. For some fur seals, simply annoying a shark into giving up isn't enough. They go on the attack. Not against great whites, nobody's claiming that, but against smaller sharks, most commonly the blue shark, an open ocean species. When this was first documented back in 2004, it was genuinely surprising because it inverted one of the most famous predator-prey relationships in the ocean. Sharks hunt pinnipeds, not the other way around. And fur seals aren't even the only ones doing it. Leopard seals have been found with ghost shark spines embedded in their faces from similar encounters. The great white isn't losing sleep over any of this, but somewhere off a cold coastline, a seal is actively hunting the animal every nature documentary told you to fear. Number 1. Back at the start, I told you about a moment in 2004 that quietly reversed one of the ocean's most famous relationships, without telling you who was involved. It's this, the Cape fur seal hunting the blue shark. Not a one-off, not folklore, documented. And it's not the only place this list breaks the order you'd expect. The Greenland shark, a fish that grows a centimeter a year, is the last confirmed contact for a polar bear that fears almost nothing else alive. A wels catfish that looks like an unfinished sketch of a fish can still end a nutria's day in one motion. And somewhere off the skeleton coast, lions that ran out of oryx just decided the ocean would do instead. The theme running under every one of these isn't nature is surprising, it's that the food chain isn't a fixed ladder. It's a set of rules that hold right up until circumstance, hunger, or coincidence breaks them. So here's what I want to know. Out of everything on this list, which relationship messed with your sense of the natural order the most? The fur seal turning the tables on the shark, or the shark that outlived empires finally catching up to a polar bear? Let me know down below.